I have the pleasure to invite Yuliya Shutyak, who is the former president of Atomium Toastmasters Club, and Paul Pladijs, who is also a former president of Atomium Toastmasters Club. First, I would like to say that Paul was one of the kindest and supportive member of Atomium when I joined, and he helped me so much as well, together with the other members. But Paul is so calm and he's very reassuring all the time when you have a question, and it's so heartwarming, really. And it's very, it gives you a sense of confidence. And Yuliya, it's the most amazing woman I have ever met, because she is very analytical, but she has also the feeling. So if you remember at the beginning, I was talking about the three aspects, how you can bring your audience to you is to have the trust, to have the feeling, and the thinking, the logic. So Yuliya has all these three without putting any effort. It's natural. So I'm very happy to be here with all of you, and to have them as my invitees for this panel. I don't remember we have done something similar so far, and I wanted to give you a flavor of how public speaking influenced them, and how the influence of knowing how to construct your speeches. Either it is an impromptu speech that you are called for a meeting, an unplanned meeting by your boss, or a prepared meeting. So how this public speaking impacted their professional lives, but also personal lives. So Yuliya and Paul, very happy to have you here. If you would like to add something before starting shooting the questions to you.
I think you made a perfect introduction. So there's nothing to add anymore.
Thank you, Monica. I learned something new about myself.
Yeah, thank you. You see, this is why feedback is so amazing and valuable to ask you. How did you join? Why did you join a public speaking club? Why? What did you? What was your motivation, in fact? So, Yuliya, would you like to start?
Yeah. My friend brought me to Atomium Toastmasters. It was just to have fun and spend somehow one of my boring evenings. And I realized when I saw, I was impressed by level of speeches, and I thought, okay, I also want to be like those people in terms of speaking publicly, in terms of communication during breaks with others. So it's about both, yes, learning how to speak, but also to learn leadership. Both.
Okay, great, thank you. And Paul, was it for you the same, or was it different?
It started very differently. By coincidence, I had to be for my work in Brussels, and I had the choice to be stuck in traffic jams when going home or go to the center of Brussels, something I did. And I started tried different kind of meetups. And one that sounded very cool, like public speaking and leadership skills. Let's try and find out what is this. So I just saw Atomium Toastmasters, joined the meeting, and I think I participated of a table topic, and I was so thrilled by this because, yeah, it is really cool to learn speaking in public, to help this, how to use these tools. And I joined the second time, and I became a member, and I'm still a member, I think after 6 years or something. So that's how it started, and I never regret it in any way.
Yeah, me too. In fact, when I joined Atomium, I did a tour to more clubs, and what struck me was really the warm atmosphere. And I would have expected, and excuse my sincerity, I would have expected this warm welcoming from Latin clubs like a Spanish club, or but I found it here. So I said, well, okay, this is my club. I don't speak any Dutch, but it doesn't matter. So I joined mainly because of the great warm atmosphere that I found here, and the friendship and the supportive environment. That was amazing for me, and also because I wanted to improve and to become much better. But for me, it was the atmosphere which convinced me. And then, of course, what I gained afterwards was much more. So, what did you hope or expect to gain by becoming a member of a public speaking skills like Atomium? Paul, what did you hope to gain?
The hope, well, like I was somehow like to speak to people and to groups, but I was like unsure, don't know how to do this, bit afraid of these things, had little or almost no experience in that area. And also I was curious to the leadership skills, which I can tell later more about it. It was mainly curiosity, like to learn about it and to see what will happen and how can I apply it. And it's something I have never done before in my life.
Curiosity and networking, I hear as well.
Yeah, just to do something else, because I come from a very technical side background. Okay. And I wanted to do something more. I sometimes saw people presenting something in public, and it sounded like, oh, that would be very cool to do this and to learn this. And this here was an ideal platform to do this.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. And Yuliya, what did you expected to gain by joining? I know you told us that you wanted to also to improve and to get of these board evenings. Part of that, what did you expect to gain, in fact?
I had lots of expectations from Atomium Toastmasters Club. And I need to admit that everything became true. First expectation is to meet people, to know more people, to also networking, right? A second expectation was to learn, as I said, to learn from those people who were so great speakers. Public speaking was not completely new for me because before coming to Belgium, I was teaching at university in Ukraine, but it was like subjects related to calculations, economic analysis, and Excel and all such stuff. So lots of analytical things, and it's not the same, right? It's not like voice variety and body language. You can use it, yeah, but we didn't. And I saw something different at Toastmasters that, wow, what can we do with our body during public speaking? This was a lot of, because for me, I thought, am I able to do the same? And the third expectation was to learn a little bit more about Flemish culture, believe or not. But since our club is Dutch and English club, and I thought, okay, we have so many Flemish people, let me look at them because I've never seen so many in one place. So maybe it will close my eyes on life in Belgium. But also the fourth expectation that is very important. Again, I mentioned it already several times. It's about leadership, because I saw how people took seriously simple things. This was the most surprise, how people serious about those vote counting and grammar and all that stuff, that I thought, okay, it's not so complicated as high mathematics is at my university. People are so responsible, so serious. There is something with that. I want to do the same. and I see how it works now.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting what you're saying, that you also had the experience before, and I also had the experience before joining Toastmasters. And let me tell you, I always tell this to people because I know they don't expect that. When I joined Toastmasters, I was thinking, oh, I'm so good in public speaking. What else can I learn? But I learned so many things. First of all, what struck me was that I was doing, and I still do, well, what can I say? I still do it. I'm still doing sometimes because I don't realize, and I'm too into talking. And then, of course, when I hear myself, I'm like, oh my God, this is a catastrophe. I could have done so much better. You know, like Mark Twain was saying, there are three speeches, in fact, when you deliver: the one you have prepared, the one the people they heard it, and the one you should have prepared, or you should have delivered. So it's exactly like that in my case. So, but I'm learning so many things, and as Oliver is saying, indeed, Toastmasters, it's 1+1 is 3. You know, it's like you are learning so much from everybody, and from these small things, simple things, as Yuliya was saying. People are so serious, and they are conscious, and also they want to improve and to have fun in the same time. So it's really amazing how much we are learning and discovering. So talking about discoveries, what have you discovered? What struck you when you started to evolve in public speaking? What was something that really was like, wow, I didn't expect that? Paul?
Well, a few things actually. One of the things is, if you start with public speaking, it's like when I go on stage, I still have the nerves. I just know what will happen and how to deal with it, but it still stays. Even every table topic is a bit of a surprise. But I have experience with that surprise, but still a surprise. Another one is what really strikes me, well, actually two, but one, if you go to a conference with speakers about some topic, it's really very sad to say, but sometimes these speakers are really awful. Then you hear like so many things they do wrong. Or like sometimes you hear speeches where they tell more the word than any other kind of word altogether. So this is really amazing. Also with others, online conferences, like sometimes really bad. And then the last thing that was really amazing to discover is something about leadership. Toastmasters, you have a very different kind of leadership. You could call it servant leadership. It's how to motivate, how to drive people without, I would say, like, we are a volunteering club with volunteers. We can't, like, you cannot fire anyone, cannot punish one, you cannot give a bonus or a salary increase or this. You have a totally other way of working with people. And this is really nice. And I try to apply this also on my job to have another kind of dynamic way of approaching people. So this way of leadership is really unique and very fruitful.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you, because it's we are not getting money, and we are investing so much time and so much energy and so much of our lives. That is amazing. How comes that for free? Huh? It's just for free. We are so happy to do it for free. How about you, Yuliya? What was your discovery?
Everything. Also, I agree with everything what you both just told, Paul and you, Monica, about discovering, right? What I discovered about public speaking. I discovered two truths. One truth is that nobody kills you independently of how you deliver your speech. We live in such a democratic society that people are so patient with you. So you can be awful, yeah, you can be amazing, yeah, but you survive. So, and nothing, I mean, you can, just the only thing you can take with you after, it's lesson for yourself. So you need to try and to go and begin speaking And here is the second truth come. More you speak, better you become. So the truth is you really can improve.
Yeah, that's true. And I also want to say that me personally, I feel the emotions that they are steering, when I start talking, and especially when I'm on the stage. That's true, not at home. At home, I'm fine. I'm very safe. Nobody's killing me there. But still, on the stage, I'm like, oh my God, what if something happens? I'm falling down, and then it's a catastrophe. It's another catastrophe. But about that, of course, we all have emotions, and that I want to tell to anybody that wants to start public speaking, and they are so worried that, oh, I have so much anxiety, and you will never lose it. You will have it lower, but still have it. And it's like Mark Twain was saying, there are two kind of speakers. It's there are the liars, the nervous ones, and the liars. So even the second part is also, they also have nerves, but they don't admit it. Yeah. So it's like that. How did it impact you professionally and personally, Yuliya? How did it impact you?
I think directly, because I joined Toastmasters Club almost at the same time when I changed job and switched to recruitment executive search. And almost every day I need to talk to people unknown to me, most like 90% whom I never seen before. And of course I need to speak over phone, sometimes only over phone without visuals, so I cannot use my mimics. I just need to be convincing when I speak. I also need to present reports to our clients, to people who work for big companies, and of course on whom we depend. And in this case, you need also to know how to structure your speech, short speech, because no one will listen to you during hours. So you, in a very short, concise way, you need to present also in convincing way. And as you said, yeah, you worry all the time, but how Toastmaster helps that you gain confidence and you try to take control over yourself and how you do it.
Yeah, that's true, and also I agree with you totally. Paul, how was for you? How did it impact you?
For my work, well, when I started with Toastmasters, and after a few months or few years, well, not few years, but months, I really started using these skills at work. So what happened, I started giving presentations about all kind of subjects, and especially we had to fly over to Czech Republic, where managers from all over the world came, lots of developers were over there, so I presented all kind of topics, technical topics, but also non-technical topics. Also, I got a chance to visit conferences, take courses, but management expected that I would deliver something for the rest, so that was a good opportunity to really prepare to work on this, and then to have a full room with people listening to your speech or your whole presentation. So that was something really, really fun. Even for today, this morning at work, I gave a 50-minute presentation, something about technical, especially it was online, which is much more harder, but because we have these meetings online, you get used to it. And what it makes it harder is that you're sitting there giving the presentation, you don't see anyone, you get hardly any response. But we learned like to call to the people, like ask them, do you have any questions? Is something not clear? To wait for them. So there's all these things I really use for my professional life. Also for personal life, with the neighborhood, we used to organize a barbecue every year. And it was always our neighbor. I said, neighbor, like Dirk, like please give the speech here, like do it. I don't want to say anything. And then I think after 1 year in Toastmasters, I said, like Dirk, it's time. Thank you for giving your presentations, your speech for the whole neighborhood. I did it instead. And I really invented like some cool things. And especially for these speeches, I had the chance to prepare in advance with Toastmasters or to deliver the speech at Toastmasters. So That's really fun.
Yeah, I also remember that when I've been asked to give an impromptu speech, they were really insisting, and I was like, no, because I couldn't. I just okay, I did it, but I was not very happy with that because I didn't know how to do it, and after a while, as you and Yuliya were saying, the fact that we are practicing. Of course, it gives you some spontaneity. Even if you are a spontaneous person, it's still something difficult to do an impromptu speech all of a sudden. So now if somebody is asking me, give us a small speech, a toast or something, like, okay, I can do it, no problem. So indeed, it really makes a difference in the personal and professional life. Now, I would like to just shortly, briefly ask you, who is your favorite speaker? Yuliya?
Oh, unfortunately, difficult to say who is. If we speak in general outside Toastmasters, I enjoy watching on YouTube those winning speeches of global, from different countries that you can learn from how people confident and what they present, but also the topics that they select. If we speak about our club, I always enjoy speeches of most of our members, if not all of us. Because I saw that, for instance, I saw that Marta presents today. I thought, okay, I need to be present because Marta presents so rarely, and there is always a moment of surprise in her speeches, some sort of fun and some philosophy that I then several days thinking about it, what Marta said. And when I see Nadia, for instance, Maritza also, okay, there will be performance probably with body language, with some also interesting discussions, maybe some books, because Nadia, for instance, she gave examples of books. Paul also prepares, really take a lot of time to prepare for speech. And even if Paul prepares in Dutch, what I enjoy, I understand his Dutch. That is why for me also, I like how clearly he speaks and in calm and confident form. So I can give many examples. Also, Monica, you with lots of emotions and engagement of audience. So what I want to say is that we can learn from all of us. So when we observe how another member speaks, you can take for yourself a lesson, even if you don't present the same day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true. That is correct indeed. I'm also learning from all of you. So yeah, thank you, Yuliya. Paul, we are a bit over time. But
Okay, I don't have any favorite speaker or anything. It's a bit hard question, and I had to think. And what I do remember, like if you look to the speeches online, or mostly it's online these days, is like they're always the same. Like these are people. First of all, they have a great story to tell. Like the story element is so important. Like the way how it's built. The second thing is these people of speeches I like, they use like body language, they use vocabulary, they use all these techniques that we learn. They're all present to just to make it fun listening to such speech. And maybe for some technical people, like I like Martin Fowler. He's a consultant for software engineering, but the way he talks and thinks and presents things, it's lots of these dynamic things that we learn. So that's one name I think. Also Dave Thomas, but they all in the technical world speakers.
Yeah, I also like. I know you already said as well. I like very much Obama. I think it's one of the greatest speakers, and I know that some of his speeches he's not the one who writes them, but at the beginning he was the one who was writing his speeches, and the speech that he's famous for, it was in 2004 when he was a senator. I think he was in the Senate, and he did this speech, and I love the way he also engages with the audience and how he expresses emotions, and then when he's hit by a strong aggressive question, he's not taking it, he's like, he's strong, he's confident, and he's not taking it personally. You don't feel that ego, you know. So I think he's amazing as a speaker as well. Last idea. What would you like to tell to people that would like to join Atomium Toastmasters? What would you like to pass as a message, Paul?
First of all, it's a fun journey, especially of our club. It's a very warm club, and one of the things, if you do learn public speaking, don't be afraid to make mistakes, to fail, because they are your best learning experiences.
Mm.
Even in our club, if something goes wrong, everyone goes home and it's like nothing happened. If you are at your job or like have a job interview or go to your customers, then there can be a bit of a problem, but here it's fine. What I also would like to tell to all the people who want to become a member, I think the only way to become good at public speaking is to practice. You can follow an intensive course of 2 or 3 days, the whole day. It will help a bit, but afterwards, everything will fade away.
Mm-hmm.
And here, twice a month, you can practice, do it again, or even join multiple clubs. So this is the best way, which gives good results. Also, everyone I have seen who follows the pathway or the system with Toastmasters, and when they practice regularly, everyone improves. All. There's no one who got worse or stayed the same. Everyone got really better. So this is really amazing to see.
Yeah, and also you can get a certificate after each level that you are achieving. So that's really great. So yeah, thank you, Paul. Yuliya, what would you like to say?
I agree with everything what Paul just said. And indeed, you will not be baked a great public speaker overnight. It's a journey that will need from your side certain efforts, but what we can guarantee is full support if you come and join and want to learn with us.
Exactly. It's a journey, as you both said it. I will say it as well. It is a fun journey. I always like to say it's also fun. It's not only learning. It's learning by having fun and networking with great people, learning from them, and it's an amazing journey. And as Wayne Burgraff was saying, I want to give you this quote. It takes 1 hour of preparation for each minute of presentation. So this is the encouragement that indeed you will learn. You don't need a course, because the course will only give you some structured information, and at the end of the day, you will remain maybe with that information, but in Toastmasters, we are practicing. We are practicing by impromptu speeches, by prepared speeches, and by these roles that we are elaborating and we are giving, like the journey evaluator, the Toastmaster of the evening, all the evaluators, the timer, the grammarian. These are all speeches that we deliver, and it's fun and it's an amazing journey. So stay with us and join us.